10th Standard Social Science, 3 and 4 marks questions from Geography. Write briefly about the Siwalik Hills. They are the outermost ranges or foothills located to the south of the main Himalayas. Therefore, they are also known as Outer Himalaya. They are the lowest range of the Himalayas. They extend from Jammu and Kashmir on the west to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. They have flat bottom structured valleys which are known as dunes. Example, there are dune. Distinguish between the Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. The Eastern Ghats run almost parallel to the east coast of India. The Western Ghats are continuous range running parallel to the west coast of India. They are lower than the Western Ghats and are not continuous. They are higher than the Eastern Ghats and are continuous. The highest peak in the Eastern Ghats is Sarmakunda. Anaimudi is the highest peak in South India. They extend from the Mahanadi Valley in the north. They extend from the Tapi Valley to Kanyakumari. State the importance of the northern or Himalayan mountains. The Himalaya act as a natural frontier and prevent foreign invasion. They prevent the cold winds from Central Asia. They obstruct the rain-bearing winds and this cause heavy rainfall. Their slopes have thick forest and are ideal for plantation crops, example tea in Assam. They are a storehouse of minerals and the birthplace of many rivers and waterfalls which are used to generate hydroelectric power. Explain the importance of the Peninsular Plateau. Peninsular Plateau is rich in mineral, thick forests and biodiversity. It has influence on southwest monsoon and it is covered with black soil, which is useful for agriculture. The Western Ghats are the birthplace of many South Indian rivers which are useful for the generation of hydroelectricity. It is also well known for hill stations such as Ooty. Distinguish between the Western Coastal Plain and the Eastern Coastal Plain. The Western Coastal Plain lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. The Eastern Coastal Plain lies between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. It extends from the Rann of Kutch to Kanyakumari. It extends from the north of river Subarnarekha to Kanyakumari. It is a narrow, steep and rocky. It is broader than the Western Coastal Plain. Its divisions are the Konkan coast, the Karnataka coast, the Malabar coast. Its divisions are the Northern Sarkar and the Coromandel coast. Explain the importance of the coastal plains. The coastal plains of India provide some natural harbors which help in carrying on foreign trade. The coastal plains are useful for fishing, shipbuilding, agriculture and production of salt. Many beaches are found along the coast and they attract tourists. The backwaters are useful for navigation. Explain the importance of the Northern Great Plain. The Northern Great Plain is very suitable for irrigation and agriculture as it has perennial rivers and vast fertile alluvial soil. Its level land supports a network of roads, railways and means of communication. They are useful for industrialization, urbanization and trade. A number of pilgrim centers are located here. Mention the main causes of soil erosion: deforestation, overgrazing, shifting cultivation, faulty methods of cultivation, use of topsoil for making bricks, tiles. What are the major effects of soil erosion? Loss of soil fertility and fall in agricultural productivity. It leads to silting and floods, change of the course of rivers and reduction of capacity of the reservoirs. Groundwater level is lowered and there is a decrease in soil moisture. Vegetation covers dries up and rot increase. Economy as a whole suffers a great setback. Mention the measures adopted for conserving soil: afforestation and deforestation, controlled overgrazing, counterfarming, construction of check dams, counterbunding, gully control and bench terracing. Mention the measures for the conservation of forest: control of deforestation, restriction on grazing, control of forest fires, prevention of encroachment on forest, control of forest insects and diseases, controlling illegal cutting of trees, scientific cutting of trees, legislation to check deforestation, encourage afforestation. What are the causes for the destruction of forest? The expansion of agricultural land, construction of roads and railways, irrigation projects, industrialization, urbanization, overgrazing, forest fires, etc. Explain the features of the tropical evergreen forest. These forests are found in areas of heavy annual rainfall exceeding 250 cm. These forests are dense and the trees grow to a great height. The trees and plants do not shed their leaves during the year at the same time, hence they are evergreen. The important trees are teak, rosewood, ebony, mahogany, gunjan and champa. Explain the features of the tropical deciduous forest. These forests are found in the areas with an annual rainfall of 100 to 200 cm. They are occupied a wide area, largely on the eastern slopes. The trees in these forests shed their leaves during the spring and early summer. Hence, they are also known as monsoon forest. The important trees are teak, sal, sandalwood, kusum, kanju, marobalan, siris, mango, neem, tamarind, etc. Explain the features of mangrove forest. These forests are found in wet marshy areas, in river deltas and along the sea coast washed by tides. They are mainly found in the deltas of rivers on the eastern coast and in pockets on the western coast of India. The important trees are rhizopora, canes, screw, pipe, palms, sundari, etc. The tree trunks are supported by a number of stilt-like roots which are submerged under water. Mention the factors which affect the land use. Relief features: climate, soil, population density, socio-economic and technical factors. Mention the classification of land use: net area sown, forest area, land not available for cultivation, fallow land, cultivable waste, permanent pastures and other grazing land, land under miscellaneous uses. Explain the importance of agriculture in India. India is a country known for agriculture. Nearly 65% of the people depend on agriculture. The economic progress of the country depends on the progress of agriculture. Agriculture in India is the main source of livelihood. It is the main source of food for the people and fodder for domestic animals. It is a source of national income and revenue. Agriculture supports tertiary sectors like trade, transport, banking, insurance, etc. Mention the factors which affect cropping pattern, relief features, soil, climate, size of farms, water supply, income of farmers, technology, etc. Explain briefly the importance of road transport in India for the development of agriculture and village industries. They are very convenient to connect isolated villages. Roads can be constructed in forests and hilly regions. They connect remote places with towns and cities, provide door-to-door service. They are the feeders to railways, seaports and airports. They play a very important role in tourism, trade and commerce and industries. They create employment opportunity and are most useful for defense, especially in border areas. Explain the importance of transport. Transport plays a very important role in the development of all factors of human activities, namely the primary sector, the secondary sector and the tertiary sector. Efficient and cheap means of transport helps to develop resources. Agriculture promotes industrial progress. Widen the market, increases internal and external trade, provides employment, raises the income and standard of living of the people, encourages tourism and helps defense. Explain the importance of railway transport. Railways are the other important mode of land transport. They are very useful to carry heavy goods and large number of passengers over a long distance. They play a vital role in the development of agriculture, industry and economy of India. They help to expand trade and tourism. Mention the ports on the west coast: Kandla, Mumbai, Jawaharlal Nehru Port, Marmugova, New Mangaluru, Kochi. Mention the ports on the east coast: Tuticorin, Chennai, Ennore, Visakhapatnam, Paradip, Haldia, Kolkata, Port Blair. What is meant by manufacturing industries? Mention their factors of location. The conversion of raw materials into usable product is known as manufacturing industries. Factors of location: supply of raw materials, supply of power, transport and communication facilities, market facilities, capital, labor and water supply, ideal climate, government policies. List out the major industrial regions in India: the Hooghly Kolkata region, the Mumbai Pune region, the Ahmedabad Vadodara region, the Madurai Coimbatore region, the Delhi Meerut region, Visakhapatnam Guntur region, the Kolkata Thiruvananthapuram region. Explain the importance of industries. Industries are vital for economic progress, reduces the reliance on primary products and imported goods, helps to increase the national and per capita income, earn foreign exchange, create job opportunities, raise GDP and the living standard of the people, reduce the pressure on agriculture. What are the causes of cyclone? High temperature, calm air, highly saturated air. These conditions result in the development of low pressure center. Relative high pressure provides around the low pressure. The winds blows spirally inwards the center of low pressure, causing cyclones. What are the effects of cyclones? Tropical cyclones are very destructive to causes loss of life and property, damage to buildings, transports and communication system, disrupt power supply, destroy crops, vegetation and animals, etc. What are the preventive measures for cyclones? Cyclones are natural phenomena. We cannot prevent them, but we can pay heed to the warnings. They should keep in touch with radio, television and other communicative lines. Temporary shelter should be provided during cyclones. Cyclone-proof structure can be constructed. Mangrove forest and other deep-rooted trees can be grown along with the coastline. What are the effects of flood? Flood causes loss of life and property, damage to crops, vegetation, etc., breakdown of communication and power system, dislocation of transport system, soil erosion, disruption of essential services, etc. What are the flood control measures? Afforestation in the catchment area, construction of dams across the rivers and storing of water in reservoirs, construction of embankments for protection against inundation of the inhabited areas and agricultural land, flood forecasting and early warnings. What are the causes for earthquakes? Plate movements, volcanic eruption, faulting and folding, landslides, collapse of underground cave roofs, hydrostatic pressure of man-made water bodies like reservoirs, etc. What are the precautionary measures of earthquakes? Avoid the human settlements in the earth-prone zones. Earthquake-prone zones. Follow earthquake-resistant reasons for the construction of buildings. Use buildings materials of high quality and avoid high-rise buildings. Restrict the overground water mining. Restrict urban growth in the hilly areas with the high seismic vulnerability. Avoid the construction of large dams and reservoirs. Stop deforestation and heavy quarrying activities. These are the precautionary measures of earthquakes.